Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please like, share this video and subscribe this channel.
That professional single-family rentals and build-to-rent providers have built more than 100,000 new homes in the past decade, adding to the supply, and we know that we're about 4.5 million units short in the country, which of course leads to higher prices in most of our communities and less mobility. People, because of mortgage rates, are stuck in their home that they're currently in, even if they want to move. So when we keep adding, I know the build-to-rents and the SFRs are adding supply and building to rent and giving people options to actually go somewhere. So, you know, my concern here, and I just want to see if I'm getting this wrong, my concern is if this disappeared, if suddenly we said you can't do build to rent, what would happen to what do you think would happen to our housing supply? And you know, it seems to me it's a basic supply and demand thing, but I could be missing something here. Mr. Wonderful, I don't know if you want to start.
Well, you're asking me what would happen to the housing supply if what?
If suddenly we told the single-family rentals and the build-to-rent folks, we prevented that from going forward, from building to rent, it seems like we'd lose supply, right?
Well, my whole, New Jersey's an interesting place because you've got a housing issue there too.
Huge housing issue.
Yeah, and I would love to put money to work there, but you got a lot of permitting issues as well. You also have rent control issues there. You know, it's a very
in some of the urban areas.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it this way, and I think you've raised a really good issue. I'm just a guy with a lot of money to put to work. And so my investors say, where's the next project? And I say, New Jersey. They go, I don't think so. What do you got in...
Mostly because of permitting and the time to build?
Yeah, because the cost... Remember, I'm 50% debt, and debt needs uptake certainty.
Right.
And I also need at least, as Brian brought up earlier, if the CapEx on the building is 3% a year, and you've got a cap on rent control, he's right. There comes a time when the building's worthless because you can't fix the plumbing anymore. This is a huge problem, and you have it in your state, and you have massive demand. So if you fix that, you would have capital like that because it's a very desired location for sovereign wealth. 100% New Jersey, if you could fix that problem.
Of course, you don't want to be in socialist New York. You want to be in capitalist Jersey.
No, I'm happy to build
God's country.
Listen, I'm agnostic. Yeah. I work with leadership that helps me get a permit. That's that easy.
So on the point of ensuring, in my opinion, which I think is really important, that we have supply and we do everything we can to get supply up, we know that the cost, renting a single-family home is 38% cheaper than buying one, right? So for a lot of people, a lot of my constituents, they tell me this is their only option, right? They can only rent. And a lot of them, of course, want to be in a lot of these neighborhoods. In Jersey, we've got the best schools. So people want to be in a lot of these neighborhoods, and single-family rentals give children and families access to those neighborhoods and at a lower price. We know that people who get a great education, how important it is for long-term success. So it strikes me, shouldn't families, and I'll start with you, Mr. Moore, shouldn't families have the option to choose rentals to give their children access to better schools and better neighborhoods? It's especially true for veterans and nurses. It strikes me that makes sense, no? Mr. Moore? That's you, yeah.
So, I'm sorry, does what make sense? Say that again.
To give people, give them the ability to get in rentals so they can have access. I know a lot of families in my district wouldn't be able to afford to buy a house because it's expensive. So their only option is to rent because they want their kids to go to these great schools. Mm-hmm. Am I getting that right?
Thanks for watching this video.